Hello beautiful people, you're welcome back once again on my channel. So in this video we'll be drafting a dartless corset blouse. That's tutorial for today, guys. Thank you so much to all my wonderful subscribers, to my returning subscribers. Thank you guys so much. And if you're a passers-by, thank you, you are welcome as well. So without wasting much of our time, let's dive into the tutorial. Okay guys, so here now you can see my pattern paper. I'll be drafting both front and back at the same time. So first of all, we'll go ahead and mark out our starting line or our shoulder line. So this line will serve as our shoulder line, okay? So just go ahead and make a straight line at the upper part of your pattern. So it will serve as the shoulder line. So after that, the next thing now is to go ahead and input our vertical measurement. So first of all, from the shoulder line, I'm going to mark my bust points. So go ahead and mark your bust point measurement, your shoulder to bust point. So from the bust point, you're going to indicate your under bust measurement. After that, go ahead and mark your waist, shoulder to waistline, then your shoulder to hip line, okay? So after this now, I'll go ahead and repeat the same thing I just did for me to be able to get a straight line, okay? So I will repeat the same thing at the other end. You can see here my shoulder to bust point, my under bust, waistline, and hip line. So then I'll go ahead and mark a straight line, okay, from all the points. So I'm going to connect all the points I made to form a straight line. So this is my under bust, then my waistline, and my hip line. So this is it. So go ahead and do the same thing on yours. So after that now, the next thing now is we are going to divide our shoulder measurement by 2. Go ahead and divide your shoulder measurement by 2. Then on the shoulder line, which is our starting line, you are going to input your results. So I'll go ahead right now and input my results. So I'm going to mark it like so. Then on that dot, I'm going to come down by 1 inch for our shoulder slope. Then after that, the next thing is to input our neckline. So I'm going to be using standard neckline, which is the 3 by 3, 3 inches for the width and 3 inches for the neck depth. So this is it. So I'll go ahead and connect with a straight line from the neck width to shoulder slope. You can see we have already formed our shoulder slope. Then I will use my curve rule to connect the neckline. So this is it. Just go ahead and connect it like so. Then after that, from the shoulder slope, you go ahead and before then, you can, for us to get our armhole, you can decide to come down, input your shoulder measurement by 2, or from your bust point, go up by 2 inches. So let me label this now. This is bust point, under bust. Then this is my under bust. Then this is my waistline and the hip line, okay? So just go ahead and label it so that you will not be confused. So from the bust point, you go up by 2 inches. So you can be able to get your chest line, okay? Or you can divide your shoulder measurement by 2, then mark your result. So I'm going up by 2 inches from my chest line to get from my bust point to get my chest line. So I'll go ahead and make a straight line like this. So this is my chest line, okay? So I'll go ahead and label it chest line, okay? So that's it. So from there, I will go ahead and input my shoulder divided by 2 at the down part, so I'll be able to get a straight line, okay, for the armhole. So I'm going to mark it like so. So you can see we have formed our armhole. So after that, you are going to divide whatever you have there by 2 and get the middle point. Then mark it and go in by half an inch on that middle point you got. So after that, divide your bust circumference by 4. So your bust circumference divided by 4, you mark your results on the bust point. Then repeat the same thing on the chest line. So from there, use a curved rule to connect. We are forming the armhole for the front. So after connecting like this, also go ahead and use your straight rule to connect it upwards like so. So we are done with our armhole curve. So at this point now, you can see we already formed our basic sleeves. So the next thing now is for us to proceed and impute our bust measurement. But before then, I'm going to be imputing my bust span measurement. Remember, we don't need that for this, but it's just a guideline. So I'm going to be stopping at the waistline for now. Remember, after drafting this basic bodice, we'll still go ahead and draft our cup. Okay, if you're using a already made cup, you can place it under the bust and trace it, or you want to form your own curve. So you can see the bust point here. I'm going to mark half inch, half inch. This to serve as the difference between your two breast. Okay, so half inches. So but we're not going to draft any dart on this. Remember, it's a dartless corset. So but this will serve as a guideline when we are drafting our cup. Okay, the next thing now is to impute our body measurement. So I'm going to impute my underbust measurement, though we don't really need this, but go ahead. Okay, in your waistline, so divide your waist measurement by 4. If you are snatching your waist, you can reduce it by 1 or 2 inches or 1.5 inches. So I reduced or snatched my waist by 1 inch. So I went ahead to mark my results. Okay, so on the hip line, divide your hip measurement by 4. So we are going to connect the lines. Okay, remember here I said the underbust is not all that really necessary for now. So you can see the way I connected it. So this is for the hip. So after that, go ahead and blend the sharp edge. Go ahead and blend it, the sharp edge. Okay, so I'm trying to blend that sharp edge. All right, so after that, this is how it looks like. Now we are ready. Your blouse is almost ready. Okay, so let's go to the back and work on the back side. So like what I did earlier on, from the bust point, I'm going up by 2 inches to form my chest line for the back. This is for the back. Okay, so I'm trying to form my chest line for the back. So after that, then the next thing is so I'm still trying to form. So this is my starting line. I will not be using zipper for this. I will actually be using a eyelet. So you can see my starting line. I did not mark out any zipper allowance. So if you are using zipper, go ahead and add your zipper allowance. So here is my chest line, bust point, under bust, waist, and hip line. So we are basically repeating exactly what we did at the front by dividing our shoulder by 2. Then you come down by 1 inch at that point. Then you mark your neckline. So for the back neck depth, I used 2 inches. I still maintain the 3 inches neck width. So I'm going to connect like so. You can see. So after connecting, then I'll go ahead and slant my shoulder into the neckline. Okay, so like so. Then from here, I'll repeat the same thing to get a straight line for my armhole. So this is it. This is for the back armhole. So from there now, I'm trying to make sure I get a straight line. You can see. So I'll just go ahead and mark. This is for the back armhole. So the next thing is to impute our body measurement. We are basically repeating exactly what we did at the front. So So this is for the back. You just go ahead and curve it into the your body measurement, your bust measurement. So this is what we have here. So I'm going to bring the same thing at the under bust. So this is basically me repeating everything we did. Okay. So after that, now the next thing on the hip line here, I'll go ahead by 3 inches for this from the side. Actually, earlier on I went up by 2.5, but later on I decided to go up by 3 inches. So if you want your curve, depending on the style you are making, you can, this is the, I'm trying to get the midpoint. You can see I'm trying to get that midpoint. Then on that midpoint, you can decide, you can see the way I place my rule. You can decide to place it like this to get a curve, a normal curve, or you can turn your ruler the other way. Okay, you can turn it the other way. Everything depends on the style you are making. So you can see I went ahead to clean that part, but that is not the style I will be working on. So you can see the way I turn my curve rule. So I'm going to curve it like so. So I went ahead and curve it. So this is where I went up by 3 inches. I decided to use 3 inches. So I'll go ahead and curve it into that midpoint. So depending on how you want yours, can see. So I'll just go ahead and curve it. Then this is me trying to get a guideline. So that is the midpoint I marked. So place your ruler like this, then curve. Can see the way I'm curving it. So everything depends on the kind of style or design you want to achieve. So you can see I curve it, then I turn my ruler again so that I'll be able to curve it into the hip line. So this is it. So this is what you have. Okay, so now the next thing is to repeat the same thing on the back. So I'm extending it by 3 inches. Then I'll get the midpoint. Then I'll place my curve rule like so into that center or the middle part of my hip measurement. So you can see, then curve it this way. So this is how it is. Okay, so now after that, the next thing now is to determine your back neckline depth. So how you want it, you can decide to place your tape from your shoulder, then determine how low you want your back, or you can simply go down by 1 inch from your chest line. So if you want it so down, you can as well use your bust point line. Okay, so after marking the 1 inch, or then I'll just go ahead and use a curve rule to connect it. You can use a straight rule to do that depending on your design. So this is the back yoke. I'm trying to label it. So this is the back yoke. So I will also go ahead and label this as the front yoke. So this is in case if you are using yoke, but if you are not working with yoke, you can just make use of the down part, which will serve as the off shoulder. So now here we are not going to be using zip, so I'll go ahead and mark 1.5 inches. Okay, starting from the new back neckline down to the BL or hip line. So I'm marking 1.5. I'm eliminating 1.5 inches for my eyelet. So this is where I'm going to fix my eyelet. You can see where I stopped. So from there now I'll be eliminating this line. You can see this starting line here. So you can see the way I'm trying to erase it. So this line will no longer be needed. So I'll go ahead and mark 0.5 inch as well. So I'm just trying to tell you what I'm going to do there. So this is going to be eyelet. This is where my eyelet will sit like so. So you can see you're going to fix your eyelet like this. So this is what I mean by this is what I'm trying to show. So in case you're using zip, so just add zipper allowance instead of eliminating the 1.5. You rather add it. So okay, after that you're going to determine the kind of neckline you are working on. So from here I will come down by 1.5 inches depending on how many eyelets, how many hook and eye or hook and eye you want. So we're going to mark in your bust span measurement, then you connect, or you decide to use a V. So here I decided to use a V neckline. You can see the way I slanted it, so it depends. You can make it curve, or you can even make it straight from the neck width down to the bust span measurement, your nipple to nipple measurement. So but I decided to use this V. Okay, so it's a V or a triangle. So I think, yeah, that's triangle. So this is what I have here. So after that, now the next thing is to, so remember this is a dartless, this dartless. Okay, so you just go ahead and mark in or input your lines, your where you're going to be your boning, your boning casing or your boning channel. You're going to be creating, you're not going to cut it out, so I'm just going to show you. Okay, so from the center front, the hip line, so my ruler is 1.2. So this is 1.2 inches of rule. So I'm trying to check the rule. So that's what I'll be using. So I came in from the center by half an inch. So I'll just go ahead and slant it. You can see, starting from the nipple to nipple measurement, then I'm going to use my rule. So the size of my rule, which is 1.025. So you can decide to use any, space it by your preference, it doesn't matter. So when I get here, I'll just decide to curve it a little bit. So I'll go ahead and measure 2 inches in from the side. So I'll just go ahead. Okay, so after measuring it, you can see I just decided to curve it like this. So you can just do whatever you feel like is okay for you. So it doesn't mean, you can decide to do straight line or do just anything at all. So here is where our cup is going to sit, because it's a dartless. So later on we'll be drafting our cup. Okay, so this is the part the cup is going to sit. So here at the back, so I'm going to do the same thing. So I will just use my rule, and remember my ruler is my guide, 1.25. It's not constant. Just do what works for you or what you feel like you are okay with. You can even space it by maybe half inch or 1 inch or 0.75, depending on how the design, on how you want the boning casing to appear. You can use this for a transparent corset. So you can see, then I'm still trying to mark. So this, I'm not going to cut this out. Remember, we're not cutting it out. This is a dartless. I'm just showing you how and where I'll be placing my boning channel. So this is just it. So after that, I'll go ahead and measure exactly what I want to create, the same style I did before. So I measure is 2 inches. So I will just mark it so that it will be exact. I don't want anything, I don't want one to be wider or smaller than the other. So that is it. So after that, now the next thing, so yeah, trying to extend this line. So you can see how this is what we have. I hope this is clear. So guys, at this point, thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful tutorial. Please, if you have not subscribed, do well to subscribe, like, comment and share. So here I'll go ahead and draft my cup. So I will do that in my next video, because I don't want this video to be too lengthy. Please do well to check out on my channel for the next video on how to draft your bra cup. Okay, so you can see what I have here. So you can see this is it. It's very simple, very simple. So this is a basic but if you don't want to use, you can just use, you can see the way I highlighted it so that it will be very clear. Okay guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful tutorial. Bye.